I would like to do an Audacity tutorial, but if anyone else wants to chime in and be like, no, do a different thing, then I'll do that. I was gonna start with Reaper, but I just realized that I have no idea how to use Reaper. So I guess I'll run with the Audacity tutorial. Download Audacity for Mac, because I'm on a Mac. Left click the DMG below and save as. Audacity. We'll do it to downloads. My downloads folder. Wait a second. Oh, okay, I get it. It's another layer. Is this real? What is this website? FossHub? I don't trust this. I don't believe in that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Where's the official, like... Oh, I deleted it. Okay, hang on. So left click DMG link to go to FossHub. Oh, okay. So is it official Audacity? Come on, guys, you suck. Alright, here we go. Now I trust it. Probably shouldn't, but I trust it. Okay, here we go. How many times have I said that during this stream? So now I dragged it into my applications folder. I'm going to click on it, allow it. Okay, next we are gonna clean up my desktop a little because there's a lot going on here. I might as well minimize this. Anyway, hit OK. What you want to do is select your audio interface by going to Preferences. Then you go to Device. Make sure it is your recording device. In this case, mine is this interface here. For playback, that's my speakers, right? And then for recording, I want to do the same thing. So next, I'm gonna take this and this, and I'm gonna plug it into my interface. Okay, so I have this microphone plugged into the first channel of this interface, and if I talk into it, I can see on the interface that it's receiving signal. Now what I need to do in Audacity is create an audio track. So I'm going to hit Tracks, Add New, Mono Track. Then I believe here, where is it? Hello, check 1 2. Hey 1 2. I'm not sure if that's the right channel. So let me delete this. Close that. Close that. Make sure that this is set to mono. Click to start. Hey 1 2. Okay, so now we can see that this microphone is working. Hey 1 2. Hey 1 2. So we can also just, I think that once it's set up to mono and I have the level set on here, hey 1 2, see how it's getting louder. You want to make sure that you're just barely getting yellow. You don't want it to clip. If I make it too loud, it gets red. That's not good. You want to just be tickling the yellow part at the loudest parts of what you're saying or what you're recording. It could be a guitar, it could be whatever. Throw this type of mic in front of anything and you could get a pretty decent recording that you could share with your bandmates. So from here, you can hit record, test, hey, hey, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, testing, hey, hey, pop, popsicle, bye, bicycle, test, testing the microphone, testicle. So if we go back to the beginning of the timeline, we play it, hit record, test, hey, hey, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, test. So you could see it did, I don't know why I'm still talking to this one. It did a recording, right? And now let's export it so we could send it to our friends. What you do here, let's actually do a little more, right? Let's say you want to trim this part, delete it, right? This is the trim tool here, the scissors. And make sure that this tool is selected, okay? And then you could come over here, trim that part out. I didn't like that so much. You could also do things like, oh, this part would be better here if you use the time shift tool, I believe. No, that's for like arranging things in time. Like if you wanted the audio to start later, if you wanted to, let's say for example, record a click on your metronome and play along to that. I also believe there are like click accessories you can use with this, but I need to do more research to learn how to do that. Anyway, okay. File, export, and then you can do an MP3, which will be a smaller file size, a WAV, which will be like a more detailed, bigger file size, OGG, which is uncompressed, and then I'm sure this is for like using your file system to just determine which type of encoder you want to use. So I want to do MP3, blah blah blah. I would prefer to use just their standard export as MP3. Look at this, just make sure you know, it's a pretty decent MP3 quality. I don't know if you're trying to export this to Bandcamp or something, that would be a different story, but let's save it as like testiclites. That sound is not gonna be good. All right, and then we'll save it to the desktop so I can erase it really fast later. And then the artist will be like Alibaba, track title Sand Boys, and then it'll be like album title Camel of the Mist, track number 69, of course, year 2020. Come on, genre incandescentness, comments excellent, period. Okay, so now the metadata will be saved into this file for the rest of its life, and you can add fields, I think, if you want to say like who the best, oh whoops, and then make this like a question, come on, and then make this say you the best, and then just click OK on that. All right, I feel like we covered enough. If we come over here, you'll see the testic lights. You can hit record, test, hey, hit. Right, and if we double click it, it'll open in iTunes. Test. You get all this wonderful metadata embedded in the audio file so that everyone knows that it's yours. But more importantly, if you wanted to like track which demo this was, or maybe the song name, or what your idea is about, there you go. Like you can use that metadata instead of using a journal or whatever. I'm sure there's different ways you could come up with creative uses for that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna not save this project, but let's go over saving that real quick actually. So file, save, project, When you do this, it's for an audio. It's just for Audacity, right? So you can't send this to someone and have them open your file. The file needs to be on your computer probably. So if you had your audio file in a folder with this project and you sent that to someone, you could probably get around that. But here, let me do test, and then Audacity project also on the desktop, so I could delete it later. Hit save. Whoops. Now if we come over here, you see this little Audacity thing. Bam, those are my two files. Here's the actual project where if I close this, I could double click that. Bam, it's open again. Same thing, right? And if I click this and I hit space, you can hit record, test, hey. Bingo, bango. Look at that. You're recording audio with Audacity. You could send some demos to your friends. I can throw these out now. Thanks for watching. How do I get back to my YouTube dashboard? It's probably here, right? Okay, cool. Well, if you have any feedback, please let me know. Otherwise, I would love to hear ideas for other videos. Like if you want to do Logic, GarageBand, Ableton, whatever. I have all those softwares, so we could do some stuff like that. I've also been working with processing, making stuff like this. So if that's something you'd like to get into, that would be cool. And there's also Touch Designer, which is probably going to take a second to open. Yeah, it's going to take a second to open. But I love this software. It looks intimidating. It's very intimidating. You have to learn a lot about what each of these little boxes does, but that's the meta game. It makes it fun. This is for changing the lights on my desk, but there's tons of other things you can do with this for like trippy visuals or whatever you want to do. You can make music with it. It would be like very industrial sounding unless you like took the time to create a sequencer and tune the sine waves to like generate different sounds to perfectly mimic like real life sounds. I guess it would be kind of abstract. Okay, I don't know why I'm still yammering.